in the heart of the Vietnamese jungle in 1969. Silence didn't last long. That day began like many others. Hot, heavy, and soaked in tension. The kind of heat that made your uniform cling to your skin. And the kind of silence that made your heart beat louder than footsteps. Private First Class Raymond Walker, a 19-year-old from rural Texas, walked with his unit through the tangled growth of Quang Tri Province. He had been in Vietnam for just 3 weeks. To him, war still felt surreal, like he was stuck in someone else's dream. But that dream would soon turn to fire. Without warning, the platoon was caught in a brutal ambush. Gunfire erupted from the tree line. Claymore mines hidden in the earth exploded with bone-shaking thunder. Men scattered. Some hit the ground. Some never got back up. Ray dove behind a fallen tree, mud splashing across his face. Instincts took over. He returned fire, heart pounding, hands trembling. Then in a blur of chaos and smoke, he saw him, his best friend. Thompson face down in the mud, not moving. And in that moment, the war disappeared. There was no strategy, no orders. Just a young man looking at another young man he couldn't lose. Ray dropped his weapon and ran. Bullets tore past him like screaming banshees. Shrapnel snapped branches. But Ray didn't stop. He dove beside Thompson, rolled him over, and saw the damage. His leg was mangled. Blood pouring from an open wound. His eyes barely opened. "Stay with me," Ray whispered. He pulled off his own shirt, tied a crude tourniquet, and lifted Thompson onto his back. Then he stood and ran through fire. The jungle fought him. Thorns ripped at his arms. Roots tried to drag him down. Gunfire chased him like wolves in the dark. But Ray kept going. One step, then another. He carried 180 pounds of weight, and the hope that his friend could still live. By the time he reached a makeshift evac point, Ray had bled through his own uniform. His back was grazed by enemy fire. He collapsed beside the medics and gasped out one sentence: "Take care of him first." Both men survived. Ray never told many people about that day. Not in interviews, not even to his kids. He called it just doing what had to be done. But to the men who saw it and to the one who was carried, Ray Walker was more than a soldier. He was a brother, protector, a hero. Why we tell this story. At Good Old Days, we believe some stories are too powerful to be lost. Not every hero wore a medal. Not every act of courage made the news. But in the darkest hours of war, in the loneliest moments on the battlefield, there were men like Ray who didn't run away, who turned toward the danger, who carried someone else through fire. This channel exists to honor those stories, to make sure their names, their sacrifices, and their humanity live on. Because these aren't just stories from the past. They're lessons in love, loyalty, and bravery the world still needs to hear. If this story moved you, subscribe to Good Old Days.